Hi, and welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto podcast. My name's Chris, and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another podcast. Now, I am joined by the one, the only JB. How are you, JB?
Very, very well. Thank you very much. First day on the job here today. Obviously, we're recording this a day in advance. It's been great. I've enjoyed it very much. Cracking into the charts. Now, not doing it in my own time, it feels weird. You know, sitting here, getting up in the morning, had a quick look over the market, a couple of news articles, had a coffee, and then just jumping into some charts. It was quite a lot of fun. So yeah, it's been very good. How are you today, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good, but I want to kind of keep it on that's like under that lens, if that makes sense, because I think it'd be great for the audience to get a bit more of an understanding, right? Because the way that Nick and myself operate this business is very much around bringing people in from the community and not necessarily looking for individuals that already have the skill set like fully and doing the work for other big companies. We're really all about taking people from within the community or family as we kind of see it, and seeing those individuals learn, grow, adapt, and potentially pivot at points in the business where required and stuff like that. I think we've had great success with this, and yeah, look, you were from the community, right?
Definitely was. And obviously the only reason I'm not blowing your guys' trumpets here, but the only reason I'm in the position I'm in now is because of everything you guys have done so far. Obviously, to get the channel to where it is now. Nick with the Elliott Wave course obviously helped me out a lot. Festoon's one-to-one sessions, I cannot promote them enough. That they are literally what got me to where I am now. I think I had 3 sessions with Festoon. It was all it took just to rebuff a couple of issues. And it wasn't until I dived into those issues, I already knew the solution. I just had different terminology. That's going to be totally foreign when you're listening to this, but it was a case of a couple of diagonals I was unsure of, but I was mapping them in a different light. So once I had that corrected, it was like, everything just kind of fell into place. So yeah, you guys laid the groundwork here. Everything, it flourished, and I can't thank you enough. It's obviously, that's why I'm here where I am today. To come into this position, obviously in the community, I can't say it enough times, I am still very early, I feel, in my journey with crypto. I mean, coming on 2 years now, so I don't think it's a long time. It doesn't feel a long time. And then now to be sitting doing this full time, this is my job. I work for Cheeky Crypto. I work on crypto. I work on charts. I do the podcast. I play computer games. I couldn't think of a better job right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's probably a lot of people's dreams, right? I mean, how many people get involved in crypto and want to go full time? And there's others that we talked to that recently said that they're going full time. I won't mention who they are just because I don't know whether they want to be public about that. But for me, it's like that's probably taken them a lot longer than it has for yourself, for example. And I think everybody has like a different path, a different I guess speed in which they can absorb the information and learn, but I think the community is a fantastic community that we've built here at Cheeky Crypto, and we've had our first member, like community member of the month, which I think was Neil, and
Really? Yep.
yeah, and he got a badge in the Discord, which are going to be really rare, right? Because there's only 12 months in a year, which means there's only possible there'll be 12 badges in a calendar year, and I think that's great. Just again, he got that because he was supporting the community, just supporting, answering questions, and that's kind of the type of community that we want at Cheeky Crypto. We want the community where people can lean on each other, learn from other people's mistakes, so they don't have to pay that entry fee that a lot of people talk about. And when I say entry fee, it's normally like you get scammed, or you send your crypto to the wrong wallet or on the wrong chain, or those usual ways that people lose their money. And I think the community that we're building up is definitely going in that direction. It's like no question is a daft question, and I think that's the way it needs to be in crypto, purely for the adoption. And I really do believe this, because if you have somebody that comes into the space, they're new, and they go into a community, and people take the piss out of them because they ask what they think is a really difficult question and it's a really simple one, then that's going to put them off. It's going to drive them out of the space, and that is not good for, you know, people that are invested in cryptocurrency currency right now, right? Like, you know, you need that adoption in order to be able to see those price, you know, points that you want to be met, right? If you don't have the adoption, you're never going to get there. So I think, you know, it's good to help each other out. It's good to have, you know, individuals that are new in the space learn from people's mistakes, and you know, we want to build that and cultivate that. And I think the best way to do that is like member of the month and stuff like that within the Discord. So, you know, there's other things that we can do. We had the newsletter come out, which was fantastic. I think the team, and it was a real team effort, like everybody in the team kind of had a role in building that newsletter. And we want you to get to know the team more, because I lose count how many people we've actually got in the team now. It's grown significantly over the last 12 months. So yeah, look, everybody had a really big part to play in the newsletter, and I hope that it landed in people's mailboxes and they really enjoyed it. And there was a bit of an announcement in there. I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
or am I putting you on the spot?
before we get into that, I don't want to gloss over a couple of things there without giving a comment. So first of all was for Greylick Neil. So Neil in the Discord has been absolutely phenomenal, and you'll find this is where I came from. I feel I helped out a lot in the Discord before I came on board. Scottish Big Mama helped out a hell of a lot at Discord, Twitch before she came on board. So you can see things do flourish from here. There's no need to be a dick in the Discord. If somebody's got a problem, help them, just to be really blunt there. And I feel like our Discord does a really good job of doing that. Secondly, the newsletter did drop today. We all will put in a bit of an effort here. Gemma and Kiki, I think they put the backbone behind this. They were really good with it. We'll just put our heads together, what we can each bring to this newsletter to make it relevant, to make it valuable, to make people actually want to read it. We know notoriously newsletters get put straight in the delete bin or sent straight to trash or spam or whatever. But you will see, once you guys open the newsletter, how valuable this will be to you. And I'm not going to tell you why. You need to go and look at the newsletter. But if you like llamas, that's all I need to say.
I love that. I mean, there was a lot of work that went into it, and Gemma and Kiki did a fantastic job sort of like navigating that. I think Gemma did a lot of the I'm going to say project management kind of side of things, and made sure that, you know, those meetings were set up, and everybody, you know, had like a role, and they knew what that role was, and they knew what the deadlines were, and that's a really difficult thing to do. So, you know, overall I think sat here really pleased with like each and every person in the team's role in putting that together.
I think Gemma was getting a little bit annoyed with me because I left it to the very last moment of the deadline, because as you'll be able to work out, my input was for events and happenings for the month of February in the newsletter. And I didn't want to put it out too early in case anything happened, any bits of news broke that we wanted to put in there. So I think she was kind of sitting on the edge of a wire, like, where's your piece? Where is it? What's going on? I was like, just give me to the last minute and I can send it over. You know, you can just edit it to your heart's content. But I didn't want to miss anything out. Again, when you look at that newsletter, there's things that I will only put in that newsletter. We'll keep it specific for there. So obviously there is quite a few crypto events happening in February. So check them out if you want to talk about them.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, the llama thing. So we've got a new NFT project that we're putting together, and I don't want people to be rolling their eyes, you know, like money grabbers or anything like that, because I see all those comments, and it has kind of driven me to kind of put the record straight a little bit.
This is the bit that's going to get them.
Oh yeah, this is the bit that's going to get them. So you know, basically we've gone with Cardano Llama, which is a llama. It's a 5,000 NFT collection with over 80 different traits. And I won't get into the utility and the backstory behind all of it. That's all in the Discord, and the slide deck will be released very shortly. I'm just waiting to hear back from some partners about how we can best navigate this. Now, the price point at cost for me to put this together with Nick is about $10,000. And the idea of this project is to have the least amount of barrier possible for people to get involved in it, because it's all around education. And we want the llama NFT to really be, supportive in getting people like that into their NFTs for the very first time, educating people on NFTs and cryptocurrency and all this sort of stuff. So it's a very interesting project that we're not going to give too much away to start off with. But yeah, look, the cost at the moment, the cross point that I'm at the moment is about $10,000. Now I want to do it for free. I want to airdrop it to the community for free. That's my goal, or as close as I can get it to free. So if I need to get that $10,000 number down, like all honesty, because I don't want to take that much of a hit trying to do something that I think is going to be a bit of fun. But maybe I will. We'll see where we land with it. But I want to get it down as low as possible. Best sky, blue sky goal is it's absolutely free, and we airdrop it to people. So we'll see where we land on that. But this is something that again, I'm going to say it like I did with the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀 NFT, the race suit NFTs. You're going to want to be part of it, in my opinion.
Yeah. So let's just go back to the start of that there. 5,000 drop. There's only going to be 5,000. This will be rarer than the Bored Ape Golf Club NFT. There's literally half as many. If we go by numbers of the Discord, there's 6,457 members as we start. So unfortunately, not everybody's going to get one. But just like the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀 NFT, folk missed out there. And you're now seeing the utility behind these NFTs. The race suit exactly the same. There's utility behind them. We can't tell you why, but just don't miss out on the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀.
Yeah, look, I'm going to say it now. Don't miss out on this opportunity, even if it's for free, right? Which is my goal. My goal is to get it so we can just airdrop it to people's wallets. That's the mission. Whether we get there or not is something else. The maximum I think it'll be is 5 ADA, which I think is absolutely nothing, but I would like to get it to free.
If I get a 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀, I'll contemplate taking down my gold Creedence Clearwater Revival album and putting the cover of my llama up there, but it may just be my lyrics here. One of those will go, and my NFT will be here, and then my other hope is replacing, I don't want to replace my Liverpool top, but I think my Bored Ape Golf Club NFT will be going up here. So that'd be quite cool to see.
That sounds cool. But look, I want this to be a really low barrier to entry, and that's kind of like the main thing. There was a few things that I saw in the Discord, because obviously we've had the diamond NFT pass, and a few people were like money grabbers. A few people left, actually cancelled their membership over it, which is a bit extreme. Like, that NFT isn't for everybody, but it has a certain type of utility that is valuable, right? And I think it's a fair price for what it is. But Nick and myself aren't money grabbers. Like, that NFT, we don't get all of the money from that NFT. The bulk of it goes to Cryptopia, because they're providing the utility behind the NFT, right? And that's completely fine and warranted. So I wanted to put something out there that is around learning, with a low barrier to entry, and one that the community will have the potential to make some money on. That's my goal. It doesn't mean that that's what's going to actually happen, but my goal is it's to be educational. I want to do it, Blue Sky World for free, and I want it to be something that the community can make money off of if they wish to, or they keep it and they reap the rewards of the utility from it. So that's kind of where we're going with it. But I am super excited about it. Both Nick and myself are. Artist is almost completed. All of the work. I've asked some additional traits. That's why it's over 80. Originally we had 80, and I've asked for an additional 3 or 4. So yeah, look, super excited about it. Then we've got the technical aspect of things to get over the line, and yeah, look, super excited. But if you want to know about these things before everybody else, and potentially have the opportunity to get in before everybody else, we said that you had to be on that newsletter. So the people that signed up to that newsletter and had one delivered today, all of those individuals are going to get the opportunity to get one of these first, because that's kind of what we said. We want you to open that that newsletter, and want that to be the first newsletter that you open, that first email that you open that day that it comes out on the 1st. We want that to be the go-to email. So that's our mission with the newsletter, right? So you guys are going to get the first opportunity to to get involved in the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 project.
Yeah, we don't lie when we tell you these things, guys. It was the same. We've already said that they're the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗰 NFT. There's utility here with say you don't want to miss out on it. You need to be in here to be in it to win it. This exact same applies here. You need to be part of this newsletter, support the newsletter. It's not just about the Cardano Llama. Tons of information in there. Obviously, this is the first edition of the newsletter that has came out. It will continue to improve over time, and the feedback from you guys obviously will help that. But I think we've been going for about 15, 20 minutes now.
We haven't touched anything yet.
We'll maybe get into the brass tacks here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So, quick rundown so far. Obviously, this is the 1st of February. We are recording this. And the crypto market is exactly the same as it was the day before. 1.05 trillion market cap, 22,406 cryptos, 539 exchanges, exactly the same. But the caveat to this is we are 3.5 hours out from the US Fed interest rates. So expect some volatility in the coming hours. Obviously, this will be going out aftermath. So we've either dumped or we've pumped a hell of a lot since this announcement. So yeah, we will be doing a live chat tonight around 7 o'clock in the Patreon chat. Obviously, again, this is going out the day after. So you guys would have been in there with me. We'll maybe try and do this a bit more often when these kind of things happen, just to, to gauge the sentiment of the community to, what's going on. Bitcoin, 0.05% in the last hour. It's not moving really much at all, which takes us on to the fear and greed index. And we're still sitting in the greed zone. I don't understand why, but we're sitting at 56 on the fear and greed index. I think we jumped up to 61 2 days ago, and then we crashed straight back down. Now, what I will say to this is, if you ever need a signal in the space as to why
I know where you're going,
why we are not in a bull market, it's Mr. Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer has declared the bull market is here and it is time to buy the dip.
Well, that's a signal right there, isn't it? Because we know what normally happens. The damn opposite.
Yes. So we can't tell you right now what's happened with the Fed interest rates. I'll actually go out on a limb here. I think they said they were going to do 0.25. I do feel 0.5 is going to happen. And, just with everything that's went on over in America, the debt ceiling hitting, all these kind of things adding up, the announcement, 175,000 jobs to get cut per quarter for this year. I think they're going to have to be a bit more aggressive with their move against inflation, debt within the US. I don't think 0.25 per month per meeting is going to be enough.
Yeah, I think it's one of two things is going on. Particularly with the jobs and job cuts and stuff like that. Like, either we're being told like higher numbers than it's actually going to be what we see, or they're bang on, and yeah, I agree with everything that you're saying. I just find it very, very difficult to believe anything that's put out these days, with the media really just being puppets for a lot of these big powerful people. So yeah, it's definitely interesting though. A lot of people in the Discord seem to think 0.25. I'm 0.5. We will see what happens, but I am expecting it to be volatile today. I have been saying it, to expect some volatility this week, and so was Nick. So yeah, I'd be surprised if we don't get that. And everybody says, oh, it's priced in. You can't price in what you don't know. So people are pricing it in as a best guess, finger in the air jobby. It could be an educated guess, most likely, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be right. So I think
anyone can fictitiously price something in the market, but until pens on paper, nothing prudent's going to happen. But what we'll do, give us a thumbs up if we're at 0.5, and if it's 0.25, put a laughing face in the comments. Let's see.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely do that. Yeah, give us a like. Let's see if how many likes we get if it's 0.5 and if it's 0.25. Yeah, well,
speaking of the likes, bring it back to the podcast here, guys. And it's something we've not really spoke about that much, but we have broke 2,500 subs on the Cheeky Crypto podcast on YouTube. So a massive thank you to you guys. We actually soared straight through that. We're at 2.51. So thank you guys for tuning in, subscribing, liking, commenting. helping us out here. Obviously, it's going to continue to grow. This is going to be more regular now that I no longer have a regular job. I now do this as my job, so we can make this obviously better going forward as well.
Oh,
so
my
Chris's
camera's gone
camera's
off.
dropped off, so I'll carry on talking so it stays on me. A few articles, obviously, I would like to cover off here. Now, we talk quite regularly about the United Kingdom wanting to be the crypto hub going forward. And we're now seeing the Treasury, they're now looking to talk to people within the space to become, to get their ideas to become the crypto hub for the world. So just to cap this article off, for those that are listening, can't see the video, the UK has announced its long-awaited report on crypto regulations and is seeking consultation from market participants and industry experts before taking them to the next stage. Rishi Sunak, who is obviously the Prime Minister of the UK, expressed his plans to make the nation a global crypto hub. Last December, I think it was December, the Treasury laid out the plans for establishing regulatory environment for the stablecoin payments. So our government's talking heavily now about crypto, about CBDCs, making blockchain relevant to the financial side of the market. So for me, it's very bullish. There's two articles here that kind of play into each other. There's also the government promises robust crypto regulations. Now, again, we spoke about this millions of times before. We can't speak enough about it, that the government is big on regulations. So the government has published proposals for crypto asset regulations, and it hopes it will manage the risk of the turbulent industry. It's exactly what's needed. I think Nick expressed this best when he said that it's the necessary evil within the space, and that's talking about regulations. So we can see the sector had a calamitous year with assets collapsing in value by an estimated 75% from their peak of about 3 trillion in November 2021. So down 3 trillion, could we be right? We're at 1.05 now. I think in December we dropped down to 811 billion. So yeah, we've had a good resurgence, but it's not a bull run. I'm totally deviating from what we're talking about here. So overall here, the UK government, we can see, they're they're talking a lot about crypto right now, and it's great for the space. It's great for us, investors. With them talking about it in Parliament so much, and it has been spoke about. Sunak is big on crypto. We know this. He wants London. He wants London as a London city as a whole to be the hub for crypto in the world. It'd be brilliant for us. It would be amazing for us over here in the UK, especially. But with also the backing here of the crypto regulations in the UK, I think the two of these play in so well together. If they can push both these forward and, make this a regulated safe space for us, I think for the UK purposefully here, but as a whole, it's really, really good for the space.
I agree. I think that, and my camera's just decided that it will work now. We're definitely on Chris's camera's terms. Like it literally owns the show right now. All three of the cameras, it would appear. So yeah, look, London, or the city of London, because that's probably the best way to articulate it. And definitely, if you're not from the UK, have a look at London and have a look at the city of London. They are two different things. And the city of London is already the capital of the financial markets. And I think that the government in the UK are being really forward thinking, and they see where the lay of the land is in the next 5, 10, 20 years time. And I think because of that, they are trying to lay down those foundations for regulation to become that crypto hub, like they are already in the traditional sense of finance. So I think this is a great move from the UK. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all rolls out and how it all comes together. Whether they get it right the first time, is to be seen. But it is really, really bullish for crypto. I think that if they really do want to succeed, they have got to look at, the tax implication of crypto within the UK, because it is lacking behind many of the actual more forward-thinking countries like Dubai and a few others out there, which will go unnamed for now. But like the zero tax areas around the world, are going to really be able to front run countries like the UK, because ultimately a lot of the technology and a lot of the investors are making a lot of money in crypto and blockchain technology. So they're going to want to be where it's most cost efficient. So the UK have got to probably do some moves there, in my opinion.
I like the three key bullet points here. They've went on the space of regulation, on the chat of regulation, sorry. So the three bullet points that they have here for fair standards, the Treasury is proposing. So the first bullet point is to lay down rules on crypto asset promotions, which are fair, clear, and not misleading. I don't think anybody else in the space wants that more than us. Second bullet point is enhanced data reporting requirements, including with regulators. Yet again, much needed in this space. Everything that's happened recently, I don't personally think this kind of thing, obviously in questionnaires like of SBF and FTX, I don't think would happen if this was in place. And then thirdly, implementing new regulations to prevent pump and dump schemes. Yes, yes, and yes. I want to see all three of them come in. And Chris's camera's died.
Again. We'll just continue because we've only got a little bit more to cover off. I think the only other thing to really add is obviously the UK government is promising robust crypto regulation, and they cite that over 10% of adults in the UK are actually invested in cryptocurrency. So I think that is really bullish, and it shows an awful lot of adoption over the last couple of years, and a couple of years is really not a long time in the world of finance. So yeah, look, I think this is fantastic.
Just to finish that off, it's just a little personal story here. So about 10, 15 years ago, when I was in my first proper job, there was a boy I worked with, and he claimed to own 7 Bitcoin at the time. And we laughed at him. Why are you holding that? What a load of nonsense. And fair enough, he proved he owned 7 Bitcoin. And I've lost touch with him now. I'm trying to get back in touch to find out if he still has those 7 Bitcoins. But the reason may be I can't get in touch with him because he sold the 7 Bitcoins at the top, and he doesn't need to speak to peasants.
Yeah, it's always the way, right? Yeah, for sure.
I think we'll finish off here. Obviously, we've been going for a while. First time back getting the podcast running again, Chris. Let's talk about Celsius.
So yeah, Celsius publishes a list of users eligible to withdraw majority of crypto assets. And I think it's 94%, JB, is that right?
Yeah, 94% are eligible to withdraw, but there is a caveat. And what is that caveat, Chris?
Well, they're going to email you to let you know. And you have to obviously do your KYC and all that stuff again, I believe. And obviously I guess they have to match with, who you are and that said account, for example. But yeah,
it's exactly what the state there is. Unless and until an eligible user updates his or her, or them, as we have now, update their accounts with the required account updates, such as eligible users will be unable to withdraw his or her distributed custody assets from the debtor's platform.
Yeah, and they're going to get an email on the 15th of February informing them if they're eligible. So yeah, I guess keep an eye on your email boxes on the 15th of Feb, right? 15 days from now. Well,
but
14
if you
days.
do, make sure there will be scam emails floating about. Make sure it is a credible email that you do open.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it'd be an email, and I'm just guessing, obviously fingering the edge up here, that it'd be an email saying that you're eligible, and then don't click any links in it. Go to your app or your website and go through the official channels to go and complete whatever tasks you need to complete.
So the big question here to ask: who is the eligible parties here? Who are they?
Yeah, people got to let us know. Who do you think they are? Is it the SEC? Is it the US government, or is it us? Retail investors. Let us know in the comments below who you think it's going to be. I think we'll wrap it up there. JB, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, we'll wrap this up before Chris's camera dies for the 17th or 18th time this recording. Just to close it off, thank you guys for the support you have gave me over the last few weeks. Obviously, welcome me into Cheeky Crypto full time. Let's make this really special, this journey. I'm here for the long haul, so you guys are kind of stuck with me now. But I'll close it off here. If you are going to trade, have a nice tight stop loss, make great gains, stay safe in the space. Chris's camera's died again. We'll wrap it up here. we will see you guys next time out. Have a nice day.
Take care.